let's talk SMPs. After over a year on this server, the MolecoidSMP Season 2 is coming to an end. Now, when I started MolecoidSMP back in 2020, SMPs were all the rage. The Dream SMP was huge, Hermitcraft was thriving, and lots of people were just really into Minecraft at the time. Now, I think to explain how much this SMP has meant to me over the past 2 years, we need to take a little trip down memory lane. A little known fact about me is that I started playing Minecraft in the 1.13 update, right when the 1.14 snapshots were coming out. Some of you might put some puzzle pieces together and realize that's when this guy joined Hermitcraft. I'd been watching Grian and Captain Sparkles for a while, and I decided I would finally buy the game, and so I did. The first SMP I ever played on, I found on Reddit. I had never met the people before, and it was a really interesting experience. Spawn actually had a woodland mansion right next to it, and it was my first learning experience on how not everyone in a multiplayer server will be on your side, because they ended up adding somebody who burned the woodland mansion down. But I will say it was a really great experience because I have such a fond memory of cleaning up the destroyed woodland mansion together as a group, and I really enjoyed playing with those people, and it taught me a lot about how to play Minecraft in a multiplayer setting. For a while, that was my only multiplayer experience. I didn't have any other friends who played Minecraft, and I didn't know how to really make any. The next time I ended up on a multiplayer server was actually on a realm with one of my friends named Zach. This was right when COVID started, and I have a very firm memory of when the bee update came out and planting trees to try and spawn beehives because that's the only way I knew how to farm bees at the time. I know better now. But like so many things, that realm did not last forever, and come fall of 2020, I was on the search for a new multiplayer server to join. And now we introduce a new character in our story, Kevin. Kevin was a Minecraft streamer I found in fall of 2020 who had a subs-only Minecraft server. This seemed like the perfect alternative. It was an active server, and they didn't mind that I snuck my sister in. Me and Elise were able to play Minecraft in peace for the most part, until our house got burnt down. We once again were experiencing griefing. The first time we were like, okay, no biggie, we can rebuild from this, we won't build with wood, we've learned our lesson. There was a town hall project we had worked really hard on, and somebody griefed it all. And that's when I realized that the only way to truly guarantee that nothing bad could happen to my builds or my stuff was to be in charge. Now that might sound a little intense, but the best way to enjoy Minecraft is to cater it to the things you want, and what I wanted in the game was to be able to progress without being worried about my stuff being stolen and my progress being ruined. So I started my own SMP. In December 2020, the MolecoidSMP Season 1 was born. Season 1 started with a bit of a skeleton crew. It was me, my sister, and a few people we had taken from Kevin's server with us. I had just started streaming around this time, and it was really interesting to see how I grew a community and grew an SMP at the same time. A lot of the people I met in those early days of streaming ended up sticking with this community for a long time and joined the SMP in one way or another. This includes people like Annie's Candies, who ended up living here in Season 2, and Girl Boss Grove. Those early days of Season 1 were a little chaotic, a little crazy, and I was definitely learning a lot about being an admin. This sounds so embarrassing to say, but when the server started, there wasn't even a whitelist. At the time, there was a very popular method of getting more people on your SMP, which was to have an application system. Nowadays, I'm more in favor of having a referral kind of system wherein a friend will say, I have this friend who wants to play Minecraft, can they come on the SMP? I think that works a lot better, but as a new content creator, it was really nice to have new people join, and one of those people was Elena, who joined with Andrew, and they are another part of Girl Boss Grove. Now, it's one thing to run an SMP, it's another to have people continue to play on it for years and to have people interested in the story. One of those storylines in Season 1 was the Dollyweed War between Catrose Pip, Stella Joe, Andrew, and Elena. Season 1 had a lot of lore, and it also had a lot of canon events. This is the idea that something that happened is important to the story, and these include things like the Dollyweed War and later more intense lore like the books and the Stronghold lore that I introduced in Season 1. Now, Season 2 had a lot less lore than Season 1 did, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it was a representation of how the Minecraft community was changing over that time. When Season 1 was happening, the Dream SMP was at its peak, canon lives are a huge thing, all the SMPs are doing it. Come time for Season 2, I literally wrote that out of the story at the end of Season 1 because canon lives weren't something anybody wanted to deal with anymore. Now, that's not to say that nobody died. There were plenty of events on the server which ended in lots of chaos and lots of fun. And while I was the only one to build a mega base in Season 1, I think that in Season 2, people in general just built more. There was a lot of creativity flowing, and it was really cool to see all my friends really grow on their building skills. And there was even some new friends who joined who were able to create some amazing projects. That includes places like Shadow Shroom, which have amazing builds like the casino, amazing attractions like the Zoglins, and I mean, this place is just incredible to walk through. Another addition that really kept people interested in the SMP was the addition of the Blazing Caves Advancement Pack. Now, I did a whole video about that and getting to 1,000 advancements, which if you're curious, my final number was 1,010. So not that different from where I finished in that video, but still impressive all the same. This pack had us doing the weirdest shenanigans, like riding this minecart trail for 50 kilometers, or placing 1,000 warped wood buttons for a riddle. It also had me really challenging myself by building things I had never built before, doing things I had never done before, and really pushing the limits of what I knew about Minecraft. That included things like building a raid farm for the first time. Oh, being killed by a raid farm. Okay, all my stuff just kind of came to the bottom. I'll take that. Obviously, I'm not an expert in raid farms, but I made one, and it works. I'm not going to try and demonstrate that to you again. I also made some more obscure farms, like this mob head farm for the organic mob heads you can get. Now, this isn't my design, but you have these creepers get struck by lightning, drop down into that pit, and then you press these to summon one of each from each side, and then you explode them, and then you end up getting these kind of heads, which is pretty cool. And out of this, I also got a new best friend, a naturally spawned diamond armor zombie, which is super rare. He's in full diamond. And I wasn't the only person to step outside of my comfort zone. A lot of people tried new things in Season 2 that they hadn't done in Season 1. There was also a lot more to explore in this update. We started in 1.18, but ended up updating to 1.19 later. This brought things like the Warden and new terrain. Here you can see our 5 Wardens in a pit. I've already died once in this video, but do you think I could hop in the pit with them? Do you think they'll kill me? Should we find out? The answer is yes. You can hop in the pit with them. The answer is no, you cannot hop in the pit with them! I just don't learn. Speaking of making the same mistake. He's just a little guy. Oh, he's sniffing our bits. Where was I even going with this? Ah, yes. Wardens 1.19. Lots of new things to explore. It was a lot of fun. It's always fun seeing what Minecraft adds to the game, but we're kind of at the point now in Season 2 where we've done a lot of exploring, we've done a lot of creating, we've done a lot of random shenanigans, and now it's kind of time to move on. But that doesn't mean the SMP is done forever. Now, this is a very melancholy spot to say that the SMP is coming back for Season 3, but at this time, I don't know when. Mojang has taken a very different developer cycle for 1.20, which means things like potential release dates are very abstract at this time, because we don't know if they've released 10% of the content or 95% of the content, and we won't know until they start doing pre-releases. And while I do think a lot more people will come back to Minecraft once 1.20 releases, right now it's a bit of slow season, and it seems right to just end it here. Now, if you've enjoyed this video or you enjoy the idea of touring an SMP somebody else has been on, I have amazing news for you. You can download this world in the description below, and I will also include a link to the Season 1 download. To my fellow SMP members, Thank you for an amazing season. Thank you for playing. I had such a great time. There's been so much love and passion that have gone into so many projects here, and so many friendships and fun memories that were made. I'm getting a little emotional. I think it's natural to feel some kind of emotions when you're finishing up a project like this, but it feels like a lot, and I'm very happy that everyone played with me. I'm gonna have to cut like 2 minutes of me being gushy here, but I've just had so much fun. Doing this recap has just made me all the more excited for 1.20 and the season 3 of the Molecoid SMP. So until then, with 19.94 days in this world and 37,000 in-game days, this has been taramolecoid, signing off on the Molecoid SMP Season 2 for the last time. I'll see you guys next time.